Hey folks, Stronghold Crafter Kev here. Welcome to my channel. And in this video we're going to talk about blades versus hot tools. You have no power. Anyway, if you're new to the channel and like what you see, feel free to subscribe. I have a lot more things coming to the channel. I wouldn't want you to miss out. And if you are a subscriber, thank you! Really appreciate it. I thought I'd get into this type of video before going on into the my Dungeon Tile series. Of course, it's part of the series per se. Also, if you like the video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. For more information on my craft, visit my website, which is Strongholds Fantasy. No. That is one of my websites. No, it's strongholdcrafter.com. And I'll see you in a bit. Hey folks, before we begin to getting into crafting foam dungeon tiles, I thought it'd be worthwhile to do a comparison between bladed tools versus hot tools. So, what I'm going to do here is a demonstration of how both work, and the reason I'm doing this also is to, in case you want to do foam dungeon tiles, there we go, I don't want you to be discouraged that, oh, I don't have any hot wire tools, or I don't have any hot tools. You can do most of the stuff with regular cutting tools. It's just it's going to be a little bit messier, but this is a dungeon we're talking about. We don't want everything nice, crisp, and clean anyway. So, you know, and I'm mainly going to be doing some demos with the white beaded polystyrene. I will show a little bit of comparison with the extruded polystyrene, but that's not the main focus here. Okay, so where do we go from here? Well, let's compare cutting. Now, I'm not going to get out my 3D hot wire scrolling table for the simple fact this has already been cut by that. And I feel if I did a demonstration on that, it'd be kind of pointless. And let's see if I can. You can see how nice and clean this is. It's not, I'd say, perfectly square, but it looks pretty close to it. Anyway, if you've seen some of my other videos, and you can see how I actually cut with that, and it's a great tool to have. So, without rattling any further, alright, now some of my tutorials have talked about how you can use a serrated blade. So this is a what they call a bread knife, and you can get this at any place that sells kitchen utensils, and we'll see how it works. Okay, I wasn't quite right down straight here, but you can see it's not a bad cut. That's actually a very good cut. You know, that'd be so easy to sand, and yeah, very clean. I went at a very moderate pace. Alright, let's try the hobby knife. Very popular tool. By the way, this is a 3/4 inch with thick polystyrene. Anyway, as you can see here, not as neat. There was some tearing, and I went vertically instead of horizontally. It just seemed like it made more sense because of the size of the blade and so forth. But it took very little bit of time. You can see again If I can catch the light just right. There's a problem with this white stuff. You can barely see any shadows and stuff. There we go. Yeah, it got a little... yeah, a little bit torn. No big deal though. You can clean that up. It actually gives it a more realistic looking stone texture anyway. Okay. And let's go. Keep going here. How about we try a hacksaw? Yeah! Alright. I'll try to keep this in focus in the light here. Sorry folks. Alright. Not bad. The hobby knife ripped it a little bit more. This was more of an even cut. Yeah. Clean that up. It still looks, you know, not bad. Alright, that's enough with the regular blades and stuff, okay? Now, why don't we talk about... oh, by the way, hacksaw, I got that at a hardware store. I think it was Home Depot. And the hobby knife kit, I got that from, I think it was Michael's, or they sell it at AC Moore Crafts around here. Now, this is a hot wand. This I actually got at Michael's. It's what it is. Heated wand. Very careful. This stuff will burn you, and so forth. Let's begin. Those dang angel hairs. Okay. Sticking to my fingers. Alright, I don't know if I can get this focused in or not. I'll do my best. Sorry about the shadowing here, but here again it's white. Not bad. It's a little bit rough. It cut all the way through. I was fairly down vertically. You're gonna lose more than you would if you just cut it straight with a blade. Okay, sand that down. It'll still look like a stone texture. No big deal. And I used this in the past a lot before I got the tools from Hot Wire Foam Factory. Anyway. Now this is a heated knife. They sell these at craft stores like Michael's and AC Moore. And this is very hot. It is so hot that it'll definitely burn you, but I think it's also as hot as a soldering iron. That's how hot it is. So if you know how that works, yeah. Be very careful handling this thing. Definitely. Now, these two tools here, these two hot tools, they have no control over their heat. They are one shot. Once you turn it on, that's how hot it's going to get. What's nice about the Hot Wire Foam Factory tools in comparison, you can actually adjust on the power supply how hot you want the tool to be. Anyway, I'm just rambling here again. I'm going to try this vertically. Alright, this one, because of the size of the blade, it was complicated with trying to cut it evenly, and I didn't have a whole lot of control over it, so it's not an even cut here. However, it cut through it like a hot knife through butter. Okay. I mean, let me just try a surface cut. Actually, let me get back to you on that. Now, the next question would be, okay, well, what about detail work? Okay. This is where I love the hot wand, because it's great for cutting out windows. And I'll show you. Alright. Those dang angel hairs, which you have to basically file out. Okay, you can see that. It took a little bit of time, but I cut right through it. And now you could cut through it with the hobby knife. However, if you saw how I did cutting off a piece, it's going to give you more tears. Obviously the bread knife is not going to work for that. Hacksaw, obviously, we're not going to use that to cut windows. Now, the hot knife, I would not recommend cutting out windows with this thing because of its length of its blade, because of its uncontrollable heat factor. However, if you want to do detail work, knives will do the job. Let me get back with you on that. Alright, here's another piece of polystyrene which I'm going to demonstrate with detail work. And as far as detail work goes, what I prefer to use now is the Hotwire Foam Factory Precision Engraver. And I will demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Okay. You can control the depth, and I just did it fairly straight, fairly squiggly a little bit. Okay. Now, let's try it with the hot wand. Okay, with the hot wand, there was less control. It was more of a blunt engraving there. However, it was very similar, you could say, but I feel I'm a little more clumsy with that compared to the engraver. And we'll demonstrate the heated knife. Now, I only put in about a very small point of the tip just to as you can see here, whoa, look at that. Look how far down that thing went. That was from the heat of the knife. It was almost the same width channel wise, but yeah, it went down a little bit deeper. And let's try good old hobby knife. It takes a little bit more effort, but you can almost get the same carving effect. However, it's, like I said, it's going to take more effort to get the same effect because it's not a hot tool. It's cutting into it, it's not burning through it. And that pretty much sums up what you can do with white polystyrene. Now, in case you're wondering, what about extruded polystyrene? Well, this is denser. This can take a lot more heat, and these grooves here were done with the hot wand. Okay, so there's no point in demonstrating more, but you see I had a lot of control, and that's what it can do. Now, the hot knife is good for smaller cuts, as I'll demonstrate here. And as you can see here, I just carved in some simple bricks for like a brick pattern. Okay, and by the way, this whole section here was all cut with the hot wand. It took a while to cut it compared to the Hotwire Film Factory 3D scrolling table, but it did cut through it. Okay, but it's also good for cutting swiftly through foam for like minor details. You just have to be very precise with your cuts. It speeds up the process of using a regular knife in comparison. But if you want more control, you don't want the heat, you can still cut chunks out like that. Just keep in mind that with the hot knife, it's going to cut through it really fast, and just be very careful that you don't carve out too much with what you're doing. Alright. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Bye.